Hey, Dave and Jamie, it's Carson. I want to update you and get some opinions on some options as we're putting new pieces into the Renuva Lead Center in Podio. Just quick confirmation as far as everything that's coming in from CallRail or from other sources, we're having great success. Everything's coming in, parsing what we need to. We really like what's happening right now. What we're analyzing is the options for setting appointments within here. And we're going to have an appointment app for each separate location. And there's a couple different ways that we could approach this or think about this. And I want to run through two specific options right now, have you think about them and let me know which one seems best to you. The first and most simple option is what happens is we have an app that is built as a calendar view. And when we add appointments on here, they pop up and display on this app. Okay. And the more and more you add appointments on here, your calendar fills up and you'll see those spots. And you can drill down to say, let me see, just this week. Okay. That gives me a little better on the hourly breakdown to see if I have a gap right here that I can fill one in. Right. So there's certain options that we can do. And this is how this would look as far as the call flow for something like this goes. Is I would be working on a lead. I'm just going to pick one of these leads, for example, and I would give them a call. I'd talk to them. And then if it gets to the point of setting an appointment with them, based on whichever location they're tagged as. So this one didn't grab the location. We'll make sure that parses on there. But based on the location it's tagged as, then we're going to go ahead and say, oh, okay, you want to schedule an appointment? That's great. We would pop into that location and we'd say, okay, how about, we know we don't have appointments Friday, so how about Monday? They say, yeah, that's good. I click on Monday and I can scroll to whatever time and say, I've got a Monday at 8 a.m. Is that good for you? They say, yeah. Then we would just click back on their file and we would just simply grab Monday at 8 a.m., make sure that that's on there. And what happens is we put that, and then it's going to actually create that appointment over on the calendar and ask us right here to confirm. It says it's been scheduled for, I didn't have their real name typed in here, but if I had their real name, that's what would show up here. Okay. At this date, this time, please go there to confirm the appointment type. So if I click right there, it just pops it open. Now I'm over in my appointment app and I say, oh, this was a report or an exam, whichever one it was. And then boom, I'm good to go. I can click here to go back to that lead while I'm on the phone with them, make any other notes that I need to, and update. Okay, their next action is going to be to go on the appointment, right? So that's option one. And here's what I like, here's what I don't like about that. So with that option, when we're back in the appointments app, it's less cluttered. We can see that one's auto added now. It's less clutter. We can see what's on here and it's pretty easy to go through. But we don't see exact appointment slots or know if a certain appointment slot is blocked out that day for a certain reason. And it's also harder to count how many slots are not being used. And I know that's something that Dave has mentioned wanting to get on top of. So let's talk alternatively about another option, and I've set up the indie appointments to be viewed a little differently. So let's say we're working on a lead and we call them, we're talking with them, it's time to set an appointment for them. Then we know they're from the indie area, so we're going to click on the indie appointments app and that's going to pop it up. And you'll see we have all the potential appointment slots pre-scheduled in here, and we see them either as marked as there's an available exam at this time, or like right here, this person has an exam appointment scheduled, so we can't book a 9 a.m. Okay. So what would happen is we're on the phone with them and they say, yeah, let's set an appointment. How about the 15th? And I can come in here and say, oh, I've got any of these times. 1 p.m. is good for you. Great. Then I just click on it. That pops it up, and all I have to do is add their name. Again, we haven't been putting their names. They're just the CallRail pages right here. When you're working on this, their real names will show up here. But let's just type Carson because there's a lead with my name on it. Okay. Great, Carson. I've got you scheduled for an exam at 1 to 2 p.m. on this day, and now it's in there. It's in the calendar. Then afterwards, we come back and we mark if they attended or if it was a cancel no show, and then we're good to go. So you can see kind of two different approaches. We have pre-filled slots and we add them directly from the calendar page by clicking and choosing a name, okay? Or the original one, which is a little more simple, but there's a few downsides in my opinion, is we can look here for a spot, but then we just go back to the lead's name and we punch in the time on the lead, which then populates it over into this spot. Take a look and give me your thoughts on it and see if you like where we're going with it. Remember, there will be an app for each individual location as far as appointments go, and we could try it different for two ways if you want to see. But we just got to get those built out so that they work the best way possible. Thanks for your support, and we'll be cruising a little more the rest of this week and early next week to get you fully on here. There's a little pause there as we had our baby and I was away from the office a little bit, and I appreciate your patience, but things are looking good and pulling together. Thanks.